And I think we're live.
You gotta wake up!
Right where we left off. On this hot and heavy Saturday evening.
Gotta keep you kids safe, right?
This is right where we left the last stream off. Oh, we got lightning again. Nice. Time to paradigm shift. We are back, Pratt. Welcome.
Glad that's over.
Man, I'm beat.
Wait, how are they beat after that? It was like a couple of mecha dogs. That was like nothing compared to what we normally fight.
I know that, but we aren't soldiers. We don't have your kind of stamina.
You got enough to complain.
Oh. Yeah, Lightning's not taking any crap.
Forget it.
I think,
I'd stick with her if I were you.
later then.
Come on, let's get going.
Okay.
Get going to where, exactly?
I like the baby Choco.
The whole of Cocoon's against us. No matter how far we run,
You can't get
no
first
escape.
twice in the same day, Double Barrel. It's a 24-hour
That
cooldown.
clock, it's still a ticket.
There's still time. You give up too easy, old man.
I'm not giving up.
Prime, how you doing, bud?
There's some things that you just can't change.
Remember, tomorrow is Community Day.
A kid like you would not understand.
And I'm sorry to hear about your
I'm a
COVID, Thorpe.
I don't understand.
If I haven't already had it,
I guess we can be
I'm probably gonna get it
fugitives
eventually.
together. Oh,
You know?
you ready?
Ready?
You win a lot, Double Barrel. You win a lot. Being first is a big deal. That is good to hear, Thorpe. That is good to hear. New merchandise available.
Oh,
Data log updated. Yeah, we all are very happy that the game command finally works again. It only took like 6 months. Of course we're back at it. We have to, you know, Ninja Killer, when it's a stream goal, we have to complete it. I don't have a choice.
End of the road.
but at least it's not the end of the line.
And those of you who are here for the afternoon stream know that we've locked in the next stream goal. Which should be equally amusing to Final Fantasy XIII. I thought about it in the interim, and I think I hate that game even more, so maybe playing it today will give me some fresh perspective.
We didn't disappoint this year.
Yes. Yes, I do think so, Double Barrel, yes. I know that sounds absurd. I'm glad you like it.
You look dreamy, Farron. Wishing on fireworks, were you? And you call yourself a soldier?
No, come on. Wishing on fireworks when you're a soldier?
Sorry,
We don't do that.
Lieutenant.
Come on, Lieutenant.
But I really don't think guard duty is my calling, sir.
Well, lucky for you, your shift just ended. Pack it up and go home.
But, sir,
But sir, I have to guard the
Cyclones
fireworks.
found something in the vestige nearby. They don't want the Guardian Corps here stepping on their toes. Huh. I'm sure you heard about the accident at the Uriday Gorge energy plant and how it has the
Hey, Rock, what up?
Cyclone
Check out the
blasts
Keto
at
channel
dizzy.
for more information. I have posted a lot of tips and
more
tricks in there.
incident than accident. Something pulse related.
You're taking tomorrow off?
Sir, for my birthday, sir. My sister, she insisted on it.
21, huh? Maybe it's a good time to send off that letter of recommendation for officer training.
Officer training. Sir!
You're past due for a promotion,
Lieutenant!
Baron.
This
Think
is
of
a
your
big
sister
promotion.
and your future. And, keep your nose out of trouble.
Wow, we need some fireworks to properly convey the emotion of this moment.
Yeah. Nothing good will come of it.
Hey, Koshi, how you doing?
Grief. Whoa, look at that one.
Yo, look at that one. God. Oh, God help us all.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
How right you were, Lieutenant. Just you?
For now, I guess. Should we wait?
They'll catch up.
Eventually. Yeah, that's right. Lightning, we don't take no crap. We're getting out there. Hope has access to the Synergist role. Ooh. Synergists play a supporting role in combat. Great. Currently, Hope can use Protect, which is good. We like Protect. I know my Final Fantasy. As he develops the role, he will also be able to learn Shell. Ooh. With both these spells, Hope will be able to help the party endure a wide variety of attacks. Crostarium. Cool. We're gonna have to grind some Hope. Oh, I know my synergists are really important, okay?
All the junk around here came from Pulse, didn't it?
Paradigm shift. Take that stagger, bud. We got you now. Hey, BG, how you doing? How's Monaco? I mean, we're just getting started. We played a couple of games earlier on the earlier day stream. I liked one of them, and I didn't like the other. And now we are continuing on our Final Fantasy XIII journey. What did I play? 2 new games. Koromon, which is a Pokemon-like, which I did not like. And we played Crystal Project, which is a old school JRPG-like with exploration elements, and I thought that was quite intriguing. Double barrel, that's up to you. But if you want to play the game like you're supposed to, then Lernia. You don't have to do it any which way, honestly. I prefer to sequence break a lot in that game. Like, I go right to Atlas Plateau. If you watch our last run, we go right to Atlas. Is it weird that you just want to play more Elden Ring? No, that's normal, because Elden Ring is literally the best game that has ever been made. In history. I was not joking when I said that. That is a true statement. That game is incredible, and will be discussed for the next decade.
This stuff is what was left over from the scrap the Faust took from Pulse to repair Cocoon.
Well, that's the thing, Double Barrel. There is no right way to eat a Reese's with that game. There is no supposed to. we got a game over here. The Perfumer Ashes? Yeah, Perfumer is actually... Perfumes in general are very strong. I would highly recommend learning how to use them. You might not have access to Perfume yet, actually. You might have gotten the Perfumer, but you might not have access to Perfume. Why did I lose hope? That's very funny, Pratt. That's very funny. Best meme of the night so far, Pratt. So take that victory. Take that W. So how do I stop these electro kicks? Yeah, you know what? Pratt, someone would say that I never really lost hope. Yeah, Hope was just tired. I've been there. Remember Elden Ring? I feel like I could play Elden Ring for a very long time. Yeah, Matt, you know, hey, go on. You know, maybe that brokenness is part of the attraction. Maybe a game shouldn't be super clean, right? Polish is great and important, but maybe there should be something to do in the game except travel in a straight line and fight enemies. Wait, what are we playing right now? Listen, hey, I have not seen that review, Pratt, so I can't speak on it. Obviously, you know, anyone around the internet is able to give their opinion, and they should. I have not seen or viewed that particular review. Sure, Detective, like I said, I think... Obviously, a lot of people are still getting through the game, which is great. Like, take your time, enjoy it. I don't have any, Pratt. Otherwise, since I scanned him, he would be using it by default. I need to check out my sphere grids and see if I have anything I can add. I'm sorry, my Crystarium. The Holy Crystarium, exactly. Exactly. And yes, it is rather obvious that we need to use lightning on this enemy. However, we do not have access to any. So it's going to be, we're going to do it carefully. You know, one of my favorite paradigm shifts, the War and Peace. Make sure that we stay healed. Make sure that we're going to win. May not be the fastest win, but it'll be clean. Because this game does have a mechanic where if the main character dies, you lose the whole fight. So you can't really take too many risks. We'll take a... I think we're probably close to a save point. We just killed a bunch of enemies, so... We'll do a quick assessment of our, what we have available as far as Crystarium goes, the next checkpoint. Do I watch any seasonal shows? Like what? What's a seasonal show?
Can we get through this way, you think? You know where you're going, right?
I've been here on missions before.
Yeah, lighting's been everywhere.
Missions. Nothing to do with the purge, though.
This is where she
Purge
purged.
is SciComm's baby.
Yeah. The Lassie.
Our military is split into two arms. The Public Security and Intelligence Command, known as SciComm, and the Guardian Corps. I was Guardian Corps, Bodum Security Regiment.
Yeah. I was too,
Wait,
back in the day.
But I don't get it. If you're not SciComm, then why did you board the train?
For Sarah.
Oh, Sarah. Yeah, I remember Sarah. She's trapped in ice right now, and Snow's trying to break her out.
Join the end of the line. Attention, purge deportees.
Oh no, I pretty much hate stuff like that, Pratt, as a rule.
Personal belongings will be
I like
returned
stories with a
upon
beginning
arrival.
and an end. I don't like shows that go on forever. In most cases. Some stuff I do, like... If it's a show that doesn't have a story or need a story, like Always Sunny, for example, I do watch that.
This is for your own safety. Huh? What's the GC doing here?
So I like, you know, Always Sunny, obviously.
So direct me.
I like,
Let me on.
you know,
I want to be
Kitchen
first.
Nightmares, Bar Rescue, that kind of stuff.
Only civs get purged.
I guess if we're talking about stuff that doesn't end. I do not like standard story shows that knowingly go on infinitely. And you can tell, like, the stories get worse and worse. Like, Dexter's a good example, I think.
Excuse me. Hey, lady.
That's because the players make the stories in those games, Argent, which is
I
different.
volunteered.
Really?
You can always tell when you have a story-based show
You want quiet.
that's going without a
You better
rudder,
take the
right?
next
They don't
train.
know what they're doing. They're changing writers every season. They have no idea what's going to happen. They just refuse to wrap it up because the show's, you know, killing it. So
I had to rescue Sarah.
keeps
before
going.
They transported the vestige to Pulse.
I much more prefer complete works.
My only chance to save her
And that goes for anime and
was
TV.
to join the purge.
Like stuff that just goes on for 1,000 episodes, you know, like One Piece or something.
You're telling me you
Or
got
Naruto
enough
or
brains
Bleach
you
or
can
any of that
save your
stuff. I like
sister?
stuff that has a structure, a beginning and an end, and it's set,
Crazy.
right? Like Cowboy Bebop
Never do
and
something like that.
stuff like that.
It's not a question of can or can't.
Death Note, where the show actually ends long
There are
before,
some things in life.
not
they
long
just
before it
do.
officially ends.
Easy for someone like you to say.
Stuff like, you know, Lost. Lost had a great 2 seasons, and then
Lightning.
that then became an abomination for the entirety of the rest of its run. Pratt, its stuff's out there, man. Like, again, I prefer shows that have a set beginning and an end. I think they're way better for it. I think if when it's laid out at the beginning of a show, like, we know what the ending is going to be to this. It's going to be, you know, maybe 3 seasons, a big beginning and an end. Not, let's just do it until we stop making money. I understand that philosophy, but it makes for a much worse story in a lot of cases.
Wait up!
Oh, by the way, pretend this one. I love Death Note. But, not without spoilers, we all know there's a moment where that show should have ended. And it didn't end. And it kept going. That's actually a really good example.
Can't keep up with this girl.
That's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I think it just makes for a much better story and a show when you have that vision for your beginning and your end. Yeah, in a lot of ways, Go-Kart, yes. That is why, you know, a lot of mainstream manga does not resonate with me, because it's intended to go on forever. And it will do anything, plot-wise, to facilitate that. Whereas I would rather have a cohesive narrative with a beginning and an end. Death Note is a really good example, I think. Everyone who watches that show knows exactly where it should have begun, you know, where the ending point is. And yet they kept going. That's a really good example. Death Note, great show, great story. Until that point, and then everything goes to crap. And you can tell they're just making the show to keep making it, right? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Go-Kart. That's the entire point here. That is literally the point that I am making.
Time to get serious.
And sometimes it's obvious, right? Dexter, also a good example if you want something that's not anime.
Not bad.
If you look at the original Dexter run, started off really hot, right? Great concept, great show. Very powerful, great plot lines. And then you get to like season 7 and 8 and you're just like, what the hell is this? And it's like, well, you know, Dexter's a really popular show, we had to keep going. And I don't fault him for that. That is how the world works, right? No. I don't mind it coming back. The fact that it's coming back... No. It takes a huge hit. It takes a massive hit to its quality. Continue to validate its own existence for cash. And you can always tell, obviously these are all commercial products at the end of the day. But they were way more compelling stories, characters, plots, and everything before they were obviously phoning it in because they had to keep it going, because more seasons were in demand. You know what I mean? That's why I much more prefer a cohesive, clear, set-out, structured narrative from start to finish.
Didn't even have to ask.
No, Pratt, we already covered that one. We just had the MMO discussion right before this one, to which I said the players make the stories in MMORPGs. That is different. Your story of an MMORPG is almost never the story of the characters and the world. It's the story of how you interact with the characters and the world with other people. The story of an MMO is never you getting levels and killing a boss. The story of an MMO is coming together as a team, social gameplay, social structures, that kind of thing. That's the story. The story is what you make of it in an MMO. Through the emergent experiences that you have with other players. Huge difference in design and philosophy there. What up, Zellars? How you doing? Now, Barf, that is one of the stories in MMOs, but that is not the actual story. The story is, when I was farming 15 Wolf Claws, I met this really cool healer that now I'm on voice chat with, that I became friends with over the course of playing the game for 10 years. That's the story. The story isn't that you got 15 Wolf Claws. Pratt, I would say that modern MMORPGs have changed in that respect. They use a lot more different... They use a lot of different techniques.
Thanks, Vanille.
Final Fantasy XIV, for instance, is basically a serialized story game. And not a traditional MMO at this point. Even though it was forged to be, like, you know, basically WoW. Old WoW. But that one has changed a lot. Brad, I'm not saying you're playing anything wrong or right. I don't know how you play games. I don't care how you play games.
Didn't even have
I do hope you have fun with them, though. As somebody who spent many years of their life on MMORPGs, that's me, I know the stories that came out of the MMOs for me had nothing to do with the game. Inherently, right? I never really cared if I was doing 10 more damage, but taking down, doing things as a team, as a group, making friends, social experiences, good and bad, that was the story of the game. The story of the game wasn't beating Valstraz. The story of, like, beating Valstraz was beating with your guild, or the first time your guild killed Kel'Thuzad, stuff like that. Those are stories. Or the time, you know, we had a guild party and somebody got divorced and hooked up with somebody else. That's a story. Not farming 15 Wolf Claws. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Pratt, that's fine, and that's why there's varied experiences available in the marketplace for the kind of gaming experience that you want. Speaking of gaming experiences you want, let's do this stream right here. I'm gonna get up and walk around. I need to do that more. Hydration and walking around like every couple of raids. Yeah, I know the battle is ready. Great. I'm glad that you... Wait. Go to setting. Okay, we'll do this when I get back. Hang on. We can continue arguing about story in games right in a second. Alright, alright, alright. Where are my Saturday night peeps? What up, bacon? Yeah, I got cheese. There's always cheese available. 10K for a Moz ball. How's that sound? That's probably too cheap. But I said it. Alright. Go to setting. Yeah. Okay, I'm going. Wait. Save first. Okay. Well, this isn't the safe spot.
Never seen a rig like this before. Here we go.
What up, Iru? And hey, what up, Bacon?
Whoa. I knew that would happen.
Listen, I was there for the early days of MMOs, okay? I played Ultima Online, I played EverQuest. I played MUDs, for God's sakes. And I know that the stories were forged by the players and the experiences they had together. What am I doing? There we go. On-screen button explanations. You just beat Ornstein and Smoke. Grats, Zero. Hardest fight in that game. I began... Back when I started getting a byline at sites you probably wouldn't even know about. You know what? I challenge you to go find some of my old articles. I bet you could. I wrote about, like, I wrote about some weird stuff back in the day, okay? What was the site? I used to write for a site called, like, MMOs.com or something. I wrote some really... I was young, okay? No, before Forbes. Long before Forbes. By the time I got to Forbes, I was professional.
Not bad.
I did contract work by the article for what? MMOsomething.com? But I was basically one of the first players in like, you know, the online... Before we called them living games, you know, when they were just MMOs. It's a big... it's a huge thing, right? My Forbes articles were... I don't think I was as good of a writer as I am today. But at Forbes, yeah, we targeted a... It was required to have a financial angle toward gaming as a business as part of the work I did there. I would like to be on the top 50 under 50. That'd be great. Can we do that? Somebody should use the Wayback Machine to find some of the MMO articles I wrote, because they were... You would never have thought that I wrote them, okay? I would love to show them off to you, because I was... You can see that your boy Dan was a novice at some point, too. You'll never be able to find the first site I worked for, because that got removed from the internet. Examiner.com. I used to write for a penny a click there. But I got paid by the article at MMO site. MMOsite.com, I think it was called. You can probably find my articles if you search. Maybe Wayback Machine. I don't know if that site's still around. This was ages ago. Links are not postable, Pratt. Links are never allowed in chat, and you know damn why. You know damn well why they're not. Yeah, Primate was an MMO site, yeah. It was focused on MMO games, which I was a specialist in at that time. Well, I'm glad we're going to have, like, controller prompts now. That'll be nice. I could use a save point, though. I really hate fighting these things. These things kill me.
Her treats everything from Pulse as evil, doesn't it?
No, Pratt, it's okay. Links are automatically blocked. There's no harm, no foul. And as you know, Pratt, we love you here. That has nothing to do with you. The reason that links are blocked in chat should be obvious. If anybody who's been here for a while knows that those stupid bots come along and spam them like crazy. And that prevents them from doing that, so it's great. It also prevents the occasional person who comes in here for a self-promotion kind of thing. You're a human being? Well, we're all robots, right? In a way. But I would love it if somebody found some of my old MMO site articles and shared them, because they were very... You could see some of my juvenile writing, okay? Some of my very early writing. I definitely did not have the same tone or expertise that I have today. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it was MMO site, so that should make it really easy to find. I got paid a couple $100 an article then, which was pretty good money for that kind of stuff back in the day. I mean, you can go find my examiner articles too. I'm sure the Wayback Machine has them, right? But that was my first out-of-school writing experience. I was working on the Best Buy truck at the same time and playing World of Warcraft full-time. I don't know, that would have been 2000 to 2008, maybe? No. Yeah, somewhere in that bracket.
Follow the old man's lead. Thanks, Vanille.
Well, of course, go-kart. I mean, at Examiner, I had a really good... I mean, Examiner is what taught me the art of search engine optimization. Because to get paid, I would need clicks. So, I am very glad I do not operate on that principle today. But I learned how I learned how to make stories surface in search engines, which is a very important skill set actually in this field. Examiner was critical toward learning that, because if I didn't get kits, I didn't get paid. Back in the day, for this one, I got 1 penny for 1 click, which would be an absurd rate today. That's good money. At a big site, right? But Examiner used everybody, right? Anybody could be an Examiner. You had to, like, work your way up the ladder to be... First you were a local Examiner, then you were a regional Examiner, and then you were a national Examiner. So I was a national games Examiner and Magic Examiner, Magic the Gathering Examiner. That was how that chain worked. But yeah, it was a content farm. And my content was not without value. But yeah, at that point in my career, I was writing to learn how to get clicks. Thankfully, you don't have to worry about that when you're writing a cover story. I know, go-kart. That's an actual thing that I think I wrote. I believe I actually did write that article. Like, no joke. I liked MMO Site because they paid promptly. And they never really cared what I wrote. They never edited my stuff at all. They loved me over there at that site back in the day. They were just like, man, you have the best MMO content. How do I open this? Why won't you open? Is it locked by the fight? Yeah, must be. I figured it out, Barry. I used context clues, alright? Well, this is a huge fight. I hate this fight already. But at least it gives us a chance to talk. I mean, MMO Site has articles on everything, Cass. It was a content farm. Not quite in the same vein as Examiner.com. You cannot... Exactly. Danny, you know what I think about... I'm trying to be kind, Danny. We're trying to enjoy this game. I find this game incredibly irritating on many levels, okay? But we're trying to have a good time and a good conversation. Monopolies are never good, Zedlars, and hey, listen, that was E3's to lose, okay? Someone was going to capitalize on it. Good for him. Get paid. Hi, Azel. Say one nice thing about it, it has good cutscenes. Listen, E3 rested on its laurels for years and years. They refused to adapt, they refused to change, and they eventually lost all market share. That's life. No, I actually can't, Danny. We have to finish the game. Which is why we're having some really cool conversations about my early career. Very early career, I might add. I'm waiting for one of our mods to link stuff that I wrote back in the day. Examiner stuff or MMO site stuff would both probably be hilarious for people to read.
Watch and learn, kid.
You'll probably have to use way back. I think both sites are defunct. I mean, I know Examiner went down in flames, but... Well, Examiner, because Examiner is it went away, Brad. Examiner.com went away. It's done. It went down 10 years ago, a decade ago. And I mean, long before that, the pay rates got slashed. Like I said, I started off at a penny a click, but then it went down to half a penny, then a quarter of a penny. I was paid at a different model at Forbes. I enjoyed their model. Forbes, you still got paid by the click, but you got way more rewards if you got the same people to come back. So it rewarded you building a community. I think I started at Forbes at a penny a click, but if you got the same person to come back in a 1 month time span to read a different one of your articles, you got 10 times the amount. So it fostered you building your own community on that site. You know, every site has its own model and methodology for monetization. Hey, Modest, how you doing? Pay for clicks is generally for free. Yeah, of course. Freelance or contract. Freelance is not, you know, I was contracted for it, which is different than freelance. I was freelance for MMO site, right? I'd pitch an article, they'd say yes, they'd give me money for the article. At Forbes, I could write whatever I wanted. I had to reach certain metrics every month, certain number of articles, cover a certain amount of topics. That's different contractually than a freelance article pitch.
This is pointless.
And then Examiner, there were no rules. I could do whatever the hell I wanted there.
It's over for me.
They probably removed those. Cass, that's the thing. Like, you know, you can lose your entire history over time
I don't have
in a digital landscape. That's why I'm really glad I have a lot of stuff in print.
What about your dad?
Pay-per-click probably still exists in games media. It's a very common model. Obviously, I haven't had to work with it for a very long time. Very obviously, Game Informer is salaried and not pay-per-click model. I have zero doubt that other sites absolutely operate on pay-per-click in some fashion. What was my university major? Journalism.
Mom, you still believe in that kind of stuff? Wishing on fireworks? Really?
I'm a classically trained journalist. But games have always been my passion.
Colin kid. You?
Always.
What'd you wish for?
That next year, your father could come with us.
Why? It's better like this. We don't need him.
A doctor, pretend is one.
That night,
That's what they say anyway.
found the foul sea in the boat of Vestige.
Cheese is my true
Next
passage. Is my true
Soldiers
passion.
sealed
That's
off the
true.
town, and we couldn't get back to Palom Polum.
Danny, I hate this game. Okay.
They forced
Oh,
us
wait,
out
I mean, I
with
didn't mean to say that.
everyone
This game's
else.
great. Let's enjoy this.
My
Okay.
mom,
Stop making me say stuff like that.
she wanted to get us home, so she tried to fight. She got tricked by
I like
Snow.
ham. Anyway, I'm a classically trained journalist. Back in the day, I used to cover things like city council
Your
meetings.
dad's gotta
You
be
know,
worried.
Let him worry.
Oh, I do have something I can share with you guys I never have.
He doesn't.
Any father cares.
I wrote an incredible article,
It's nothing.
an incredible
Forget it.
paper, an essay, experience in my ethics and journalism class back in the day when I was, you know, a young man. I think you'd really enjoy it. I still have the paper today. I will share it if we hit our next stream goal. We're gonna add that. I will share the entirety of that paper, which today would probably be extremely controversial. But I think I was doing very interesting experiential journalism at that time. I like to get in there and do things, okay? Which obviously conflicts with classical journalism, but I had a different approach to things. No. This is not about ordinances or city council meetings. This was a, we were tasked with a very interesting thing for this paper. And I really went out on a limb with this one. So, again, I'll share it when we hit the next stream goal. That's a great question, Rock. That's a great question. Not tonight, obviously. Thank you for the reminder again. Oh, Prime, it was definitely... Yeah, I mean, back in the day, there was a little Hunter S. Thompson in me, okay? Which you'll see if you get to read this.
Changing gears.
I think you'll like it a lot. I think you'll be very surprised. Croc, 2005, 2004, 2006. I had many hundreds of articles at Examiner.com. Probably a lot less at MMO site because they were by the article. Again, that was freelance. That was traditional freelance pitches, right? Hey, I got this MMO. Give me a couple $100 to write something about it. That kind of thing. Whereas Examiner, I was just, you know, tasked to create content that would get clicks, and I could create as much as I wanted or as little as I wanted. That's a different structure. And then, of course, Forbes had a different contractual structure where I needed to produce a certain amount of content each month, and make sure that I had a financial slant on a certain number of them. Ooh. Again, every contract, every arrangement is different. That's why it's so nice to, like, you know, get into a position where you just work for one instead of being a freelance and contractual is really tough. You're constantly doing like a million things. Oh, the Forbes articles are still there. Yeah, sure. They're cool. They kept that content. We're talking way earlier than that. Forbes came later for me in my career. I'm talking about Examiner.com, and which was my... Okay, so early on, I had Examiner.com, BrightHub.com, and MMOsite.com. I know you can find all the Forbes stuff, but the writing was more refined by the time I got there. Hardly perfect. We're always working harder, right, to perfect ourselves, but certainly more refined. I've been at GI for about 8.25 years. I did, Prime. I did, and I stand by that. I have always stood by my scores. No, Prudence one, but I did need to work in a financial angle. That's what they say. That's what they say, Prudence one. But no, I think I'm just accurate. Absolutely bacon.
Time to pull the old switcheroo.
What kind of question is that? Does that not show in my work?
Follow the old guy's lead.
You're not wrong, Bacon. You're not wrong.
The old man still got it.
I did do that, Pratt, yes. Wait.
There's something up there.
Prime, I'm involved with a lot of other processes and stuff now.
Come to
You're right. I've heard that comment from a lot of people in chat. It hurts me when I hear that, you know? But yeah, I'm not as involved in day-to-day news writing or anything like that anymore. There's a lot always going... There's a lot going on behind the scenes at all times. Prime, there's a lot of other things that need to get done that are not day-to-day article writing, you understand? But I still do a lot of article writing too, but like it's generally a lot like bigger features and stuff for the magazine and stuff at this point, because I am involved with a lot of other various aspects of the business at this point.
Time to pull the old switcheroo.
Brett, you know, obviously I would love to... Listen, I am as transparent as I possibly can be with all of you because I value that, okay? And I hope you do too. But sometimes, you know, there's always a lot going on, right? And it may not be involved in the day-to-day processes of
Isn't that
writing about a new game.
A warship from Post.
You mean they made it this far?
No, of course not. Not during the war. Not
Yes, I do
since.
understand that.
They might have tried, but none of their forces made it into Cocoon. They only damaged.
I have a
the
lot of
outer
different skill
rim.
sets,
Then
and
Sanctum's foul sea pushed them.
my hats have come in handy in various areas, I
What,
guess
you,
is what I'll say.
Sleep through history?
More or less. So, what's a ship from Pulse doing here?
And
Once
there
the
are
war
only so
was
many
over,
hours in a day.
People couldn't live near the rim anymore.
Yes, Aplo, I'm
Places like
very
the
good at
Edge.
predicting things like that. I
The
called
Foul
that
Sea.
ages
They
ago.
got it upstream
Literal
of the
years ago.
Pulse and used it for rebuilding here.
That was always theirs to
This
lose,
is what was
okay?
left. A bunch of garbage.
And they lost it.
Who'd have thunk?
I'm surprised that anyone else is
Post
surprised.
foul sea and who knows what mixed in with all the trash.
I got a lot of hate mail about that initial call, too.
Thunk.
I agree, Kess. I think that the behind-the-scenes stuff at any business is always very interesting. And again, I think we're pretty transparent in what we do.
Do me a favor.
Certainly,
Stop
but
wandering off and stay where I can keep my eye on you.
sometimes a bird runs up on you. The cat headphones. I still have those. You can look for them again soon. The reason, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, Brad. The reason I don't have the cat phones on a lot of times is because it's a pain to swap between a business meeting and regular headphones. I have to change all my settings every single time. Yes, Prime, the business of making a magazine is amazing, and I'm glad we can still get to do it. I absolutely love working with print still today in this day and age. Like, nobody gets that opportunity anymore. And it's very humbling to be able to produce content for a magazine. And today, especially, like, you know, I'm a trained digital writer. It's so great to be able to do long form for print. Yeah, they could, Jay. Sure, if they wanted to. Yeah, I'm well aware that... Listen, I am super aware. I was a digital writer before I was a print writer.
Scary at all.
I did work in print as a medium before GI. I'm sure that's why they picked me up originally. Because I did have print experience. That certainly didn't hurt me, right? Some of you may have found my old persona that used to work at a different print magazine in a very different field. But during that era, I was still writing for games as well. On the side at all of those different outlets we've discussed.
Let's get this over with.
Yes, Brett, I do mean that. I mean, when interacting with another company, it may not be the best career choice to do so with cat headphones on. I love being able to, yeah, absolutely. Doing magazine stuff is extremely awesome. Like I said, I have the next cover story is mine, and I hope you like it. That was fun to put together. No, Prime, that's just business, okay? That happens all the time.
Changing the play.
I would love a Millennia body pillow, yes. I mean, I agree, Prime. I agree. I think it's very valuable. Proudest accomplishment, non-work related, surviving diabetes, 100%.
Check things out.
We got a pretty sweet crew here, huh? I like the chocobo.
Changing the play.
Listen, if we hit the next stream goal, you'll get to see a paper I wrote in college. You'll love it. It should give you some interesting perspective. You know, at one point I spent some time in a cabin in the Pacific Northwest, you know? Just living off the land. My memoirs are going to be really fun someday. Elden Ring, for sure, Prime. Come on. Pretend this one. I'm throwing this on as a bonus to the next stream goal. You will receive the actual paper documents scanned, including the annotation by my professor. I mean, don't feel bad, Prime. Everything changes, right? We had to learn cursive back in the day. How valuable is that today, you know? Yes, the actual paper documents scanned with the professor's comments, alright? I know I have it, so I can provide this. I'm quoted on a lot of pages, Croc. I have gotten to do a lot of very high-profile reviews with my skill set at GI, which is really nice. Although I think my original review for Final Fantasy XIV was on Forbes. Alright. Let's stretch our legs, do some stream rating. If you're not already stream rating with us, remember, #battle. Get in here, drop a unit, have a great time.
I'd like to begin the life and times of my memoirs, if you may, today at this soda shop. Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is about Ginny Girl. Now, Ginny Girl represents something very special to all of us inside. He's not a human. Rather, Ginny Girl is a representative of the terrier community. Does that make sense to anyone listening in on this?
Listen, Erlen posted a bunch of pictures on the Discord yesterday, okay? From various points in my life cycle. So you can check those out. Sure, Prime, sure. Yeah, today. Early AM, whatever. Yeah, we could change the, I think, how do people feel about that? People seem to not like me to suffer. So this would give an opportunity to get something very interesting from my previous life. Instead, for the sub-goal, what do we think? Do we want to keep the chip? Or do we want to go for Dan Tack's Ethics and Journalism 401 class paper? Thesis. I think you'll find it very interesting. I find it very interesting. Prime, I have not said that. You're making a very big assumption there. I mean, you might be right. Oh, that's a whole class that you have to take as a journalist, Pretentious One. Ethics and journalism is a critical class. I told you I'm a classically trained journalist, okay? Classically trained. Okay. Let's do a vote. Hey, can I get a mod to put a vote up to see whether we want to keep it the hot chip or go to the paper? Oh yeah, I do fiction. I've done fiction, yeah. In fact, I'm a published poet. The paper actually isn't about ethics and journalism. It's a paper for that class. The paper's not actually about ethics. Correct. Chrono Cross Remaster is the next game on tap. And we are now dead. Can we run? Is it running in this game? No, it's not, is it? Well, that sucks. Thank you, Rock. Yeah, I have written fiction.
Ducks finally run out.
I did many creative writing classes. I have a minor in film and I have... There's a lot of different things that I've done, okay? But yes. I do enjoy fiction. I do sort of a horror fantasy mix. I've written several screenplays and novellas. Mavis Beacon did teach me to type, yes. So, do we have any mods here who can put up a vote, or do I have to do it? Jack, it's keep it the hot chip for the 500 subs, or switch to revealing the paper that you've seen. The, Dan's college paper. There's no way, like, as far as the poetry goes, I don't even know if I could find it. I have been published in some very small and elite publications. I'd be too embarrassed to show it. This was like, I was very angsty during that time. This was like freshman year of college, I believe. I do have some published poetry. I was really, again, hey, I was, once you see this other paper, you'll understand, okay? You all get a very cool, listen, I am very cool, and I'm glad you all like Dan as he is now. Dan, I've told you guys before, you know, I was like, kind of punk, kind of goth back in the day, okay? I had pretty serious ideologies, and that was reflected in some of my writing at the time. I had thoughts. A full 5 a.m. dance story, I like that. That could be fun. I don't know if I could do that, though. You know how hard it is to come up with that 5 a.m. stuff, okay? That's all organic. Yeah, I'll pretend this one. I do remember that. No, I think a lot of people like to give a squeaky clean vision of themselves to the world, and I don't mind sharing this kind of stuff. It's kind of fun. We all travel different paths, and I think my background is incredibly interesting. The more I think of it, it's like, man, you know, I think about it, I'm like, you know what, I am kind of actually interesting. Yeah, Croc, so before that I was at Examiner, Bright Hub. Don't read the Bright Hub stuff, that was pure SEO bait. If you can find the MMO site stuff, that was the stuff I wrote to spec. So that's going to be more interesting than the stuff I wrote at Examiner and Bright Hub. The Bright Hub stuff was SEO guides. You don't want any of that. Alright. We are changing the sub-goal to the college paper. Alright. We're going to change that. Alright. I'm going to do that right after this. You know, Jack, it's funny. Because you say that. I actually do think I am pretty humble.
Time to pull the old switcheroo. To the victor go the spoils.
Maybe, Pratt, maybe. We're going to change that right now. I honestly think this is way more... People are going to be way more into this than they are going to be into the chip. You've already seen the chip. You love the chip. I love the chip. It's fun. This will be a very different kind of realization for people. This is something I would like no one to ever see, to be honest. Okay. So, I think people will find it interesting. Oh, end goal. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Update goal. What do I do here? Oh, it's by sub points, by the way, too. So the higher level subs do give more points. End goal. It should retain all this stuff, by the way. Yes, total subs. Okay. Wait. I screwed it up, I think. I did, hang on. I'll tell you what. Y'all are awesome, so I'm gonna make it... I am gonna reduce it. I did say that, yes. Pratt, thanks for bringing it up. I was afraid no one would know. It's fighting with me right now. Alright. We will make it 50 less subs because I like you all a lot. I really should not share this paper, though. It is a bad idea. Anyway. It will not go over well. Pretend this one, it has not aged gracefully. Yeah, we have 10K for the half a pound of Maz, yeah. That one's available tonight. I didn't say that. I said it just probably wouldn't play well today. It is the thing I wrote. It is the thing that I scored. It's the thing I passed the class with, okay? I don't think it has aged gracefully. Listen, I would not be talking about this paper like it was like, there are a few people in chat who have seen it. It's kind of effed up. I'm sure they can testify to that. Without revealing it, because that's the whole goal, so. I don't know if it'll live up to expectations that we've set here, but it was weird to do, and I've never seen anybody else do. The other people in the class did not know what the hell I was doing, okay? I think Jack has seen it. A couple of the very old school mods have seen it. Pratt, it will be revealed on Discord. It will be uploaded. I believe it's a 2-page document, so you'll get both pages. No, Shredder, they just have to be privy to certain things in order to do their job better. In fact, hey, Jack, do you think this is a, do you think that people are going to be surprised by this? I know you've seen it. No, Pratt, whatever we used to write back in collegiate, you know, back in the day. I don't even know what the hell format that was. You can't see the handwritten first draft because I don't have it. All I have that I have saved is a scan of the final documents after the professor graded it and annotated it. Yeah, Jack can agree. He probably didn't expect to see this kind of paper from me or anyone. This was a Hail Mary pass of the highest order. I fully expected to get a D, an E, maybe. I don't know. I went for it, okay? You'll see. Maybe. What grade did I get? Jack, what grade did I get? Was it a B+? I think. B+, A-? I was shocked. I fully expected to fail right there. But there is value in ambition, I guess. No, it wasn't pass fail. It was a graded course. If it was about cheese, I would not have made it a sub goal. Okay, this is way. You will be surprised, maybe shocked when you see this. Probably shocked. I don't want to hype it up too much. You will not believe that I wrote this paper or that I did this. That is true. That part is true.
Tough times, huh?
That part I can promise you. You really do not have any idea of what you're about to see.
Changing gears.
Whether or not it lives up to this hype, I don't know, but you will not expect it. That's true. Jax doesn't think I got an A. I think it was an A too. Is it a B plus or an A? I was shocked.
Hold it together.
I mean, I thought it was really good, like, gonzo journalism, but I didn't know how it would be received.
Changing the play.
I think it's made more interesting because, like, the rest of the entire school year, I was one of the more by-the-book students, I think. So I think it really threw everyone for a loop.
Hold it together.
I mean, when I handed it, he didn't read it right away, right? He had to go home and read it. It was more interesting when, like, you know, he brought all the papers back to class and was like, you know, Mr. Tag's paper is very interesting. I did not expect this. This is a fascinating study
Changing gears.
on a level that I did not think that somebody would go to for this kind of journey or something. I don't know, whatever. Everybody else wrote boring papers, all right? Mine was not boring. There's a lot of things you could say about that, but it wasn't boring. No, he didn't. I talked to him for several years after I left the university. I always thought he was one of the more fascinating professors that I had in school. Bacon, the paper will hit when we hit 450 subs. It will be released on Discord within 24 hours of that happening. Again, scanned papers with professor annotation. I mean, we changed the stream goal for this, so... I also reduced it by 50 subs. $500's too much. Let's do 450.
Changing the play.
Alright, we gotta go to the Custarium here in a second. We've gotten some levels. Let me get ready for this next fight.
Hold it together. Thanks.
I mean, you'll have it. It'll be accessible forever once it's released, Forte. It's only a 2-page paper by my recollection, so it's not extraordinarily long. But I think you'll find it interesting. And again, it was written for Ethics and Journalism 401. So this is like, you know, long before I was able to become a game journalist, you know? Or games, right? Whatever you want, games coverage specialist. Editor now, right? Way past that. For bonus points, what was my major before it was journalism? Does anybody know? Mods can also participate in this one. Because I don't think you know. So sub-tiers give more points, Pratt. It is by sub-points. So a tier 1 sub gives 1, a tier 2 gives 2, and a tier 3 gives 3, I think? So I think it's still in the benefit to do all tier 1s, maybe? If you do want to do a big drop, we can talk about that as well, and you don't have to do it by subs. Because subs are actually like the least profitable thing for me in terms of advancing the stream. I do like them though, and they do give us more emotes, so that part I like. But I do know some people who want to do big drops do it by PayPal, so that I get like 95% of it or whatever. In that case, you know, we can have a conversation. It was not physical education related. Wow, Prime. Is that what you think of me? Am I a Giga Chad secretly? Waiting to escape the confines of my nerdism? You're funny. So yeah, I have this on sub points, Pratt, yeah. I know. Subs are weird, okay? The whole system is weird. No, we're asking what major I was. So this is for bonus points, okay? What major was I before journalism? I switched to journalism in my sophomore year. Freshman year, I was not a journalism major. What was I? I don't even think my my more intimate contacts know that. Physical education. I know you're trolling. I did play football for a while back in the day, okay? But I am not... Listen, I've never been a straight-up Chad, okay? So, relax. You should. Bacon, I hate onions. I won't eat stuff with onions on it. And I greatly dislike complaining to a company about like what they serve me. Like I'm not all about that life. I know how hard it is to work those jobs.
Come to Papa.
But like if you specifically say no onions, you get onions. What are you gonna do? Well, we study chatology now, all right? Douglas Caldwell has stepped in for the first chat to say, you know you can walk around them. I did not know that. I am, in fact, a Giga Chat of brute force.
That's you. Done.
As I said, I know some of you like to do like mad big drops. If that's on the menu, let's talk about it and save you some money, actually, you know. As far as the sub rate goes. I do like it to be a community goal, but I am very cognizant of the fact that some people like to do massive big drops, and I'd rather have them get value out of that, so... By the way, Douglas, I appreciate the heads up. For real. I wasn't being sarcastic. You like that, Prime? You like that? No, I just know there's people that are going to be like, okay, I'm going to drop 100 subs to the goal, right? Like, if you want that to happen without the barrier of, like... We can give you double for that if you do it via, you know, PayPal or whatever. It's only fair. Again, it's meant to be done organically over time through the whole community, so... But I do know we have people who like to go for it. They're sneaky, huh?
Changing gears.
The Incubus, the Succubus. You know that movie I really like. I think Dante is one of like the unsung directorial heroes. He actually just like traded his whole career to troll people. You gotta respect that. That's of course Joe Dante of The Burbs, Gremlins 2 fame. He literally did Gremlins 2 as a troll. It was amazing. Bye, Prime. Oh, we died again. That sucks. Right after we beat the tough fight, too. Thank you, Prime. Yes. Alright. This one they don't want us to go around, apparently. Thank you, Pratt.
Changing gears.
Your support is incredibly appreciated. A tier 3 sub, too. That's pretty wild. One of these days, we're going to have a really hot tier 3 emote for the elite crew. There obviously is a tier 3 emote right now, but it does not convey the gravitas of a tier 3. And we're working on that. It's a work in progress. I know, Brad. I'm aware. Very kind of you. Wow, what? Dude, this totally sucks if your main character dies. It's like, wow, just you're dead. Wow. Best Final Fantasy game, huh? Yeah, it's very old school, Shrouded. It is! Azelle, it's tomorrow. Yeah, I know. Pretend it's when I get that. Think about how I feel about this paper. Yeah, tomorrow is the community day stream. Man, Pratt, you're brutal, you know that? You give out subs with one hand, and then, make jabs with the other. Modest, tomorrow we'll be playing things that interact with chat. Celebrate our March birthdays, which include Argent and Prime Energy. We'll be playing Marbles and Jackbox. Exclusively. Anyone can join in, and I hope we get a lot of people playing. We'll have trivia, we'll have games, you know, the usual. Douglas, I am not playing on Xbox, I am actually playing on PC, believe it or not. I would not have eaten the onions, Bacon. I hate onions. If I taste an onion, I will spit it out. And I will throw whatever it is away. I just totally do not like onions. Racist on onions are not a race, Pratt. My taste profile is not compatible with onions. I don't like it anywhere. Like, even the most, like, it's so absurd for me. Like, even the smallest quantity of onions ruins a dish for me. Like, it can be chopped, granulated, powdered in the smallest quantity, and if I detect a hint of it on taste, I'm like, wow, gross. Like, even, like, the smallest drop in, like, a chili recipe or something. Like, I can, like, wow, there's onions in this. It's weird. And I don't have anything against onions, I just do not like... they ruin the taste of anything for me. It's weird. I do also love garlic, yes. I can eat garlic, like, raw. See? Well, barf, that's probably why I get an upset stomach after I eat them. If I taste any hint of onion, it's done for me. Like, and I'm talking, like, again, even the most minute, like, powdered, like, last ingredient, it's like, I bite into it, I'm like, wait a minute. Onions. Alright, let's do a, we got a stream rate up here, folks. I hope you're dropped some units to fight. Let's see what happens. I'll be right back. Alright. Let's get back to the game. Pratt, yeah, I know. Listen. Hey, Pratt, you're great, by the way. I already told you there's other ways we can do this. If you want to... We can do some kind of deal where you can work both meters at once, I guess, with bits or something. I can, like, count... So, I don't know. We can always arrange something. Obviously, the reason I want subs instead of other methods is because it gets us some more emote slots, which is awesome. Yep. There are different, like, you know, there are different cool things about having the subs as a thing. That's why we do have two different goals. I'll tell you this.
Hope snow's all right.
I think nobody's going to be disappointed when they see that paper. I think it'll live up to expectations. My follower title. Wait, what? What's my follower title?
Time to pull the old switcheroo.
I hope so. Listen, they're gonna be having a great time tomorrow, right? I mean, D Squad. There were many different names we had in mind for the community back in the day. D Squad kind of just got settled on. Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna have marbles and jackbox, both. All right. Music and marbles. We're gonna have the musical stylings of the Midnight and Gunship. And of course, some jackbox, some trivia. You know, we'll have fun. We do plan to have a community day every month now to celebrate the appropriate birthdays for that month. Correct, Barry. That's tomorrow. I don't get it, Pratt. What's... D-Squad is... We workshop a few names, and D-Squad seemed fun. So that's tomorrow. We will start early for that, by the way. So, it being community day, we will start early. Let's say like 2 hours early, maybe. Maybe even more, depending on how I'm feeling. It'll be a long stream. Probably 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, so Azelle, I'd been struggling with the issue of community birthdays for a really long time. Because realistically, I would like to celebrate everybody's birthday individually, but everybody always wants their own game day for a birthday, and I don't blame them for that. But if we did that, the stream would be nothing but birthday games all the time. So what I came up with was some kind of, like, you know, strategy to move them all into one day for the month. So we can call out all of our great community members and celebrate them. But we can't do, like, games for every single person. It's impossible. Like, I thought about this. I tried to structure it out. I'm like, okay, I'm doing Rock's game on this day, Prime's game on this day. It just does not work. So we do one game a month for everybody in that month. Yeah, I mean, Azelle, that's the only way you can do it realistically. With the numbers, like... we have a really cool community here, and like, it's just not tenable without doing it like this. So I tried to come up with a method that we could do it for. We could still celebrate birthdays, but we could do it in a way that we'd call everybody out for that 1 month on one day.
Time to move.
Well, Bacon, that's a big ask. We'll see. Well, that's scary. I think this way we still get to like call out individuals and celebrate their birthdays and tie it to a singular event rather than like 7 to 10 to 15 different events during the course of a month. I think it's a good solution. And we'll have the trial run tomorrow, so.
Come to Papa.
It also like solves some other problems, like people wanting marbles and Jackbox, right? So we get to have a set like rubric for the Jackbox and marble streams. I think this is a pretty good solution. It's all one long level, Modest. It's all one long level. You know it. I know it. We're trying to enjoy the game, though, and hey, we've had a lot of other great conversations going on as we make our way through Final Fantasy XIII. That's okay, Modest. That's okay.
Hold it together. Wisdom does come with age.
Sally Pratt. Listen, I know this has been a long-standing issue. Believe me, I know. No. They will appear one day. As you probably heard me say before, I lost an excellent artist, and I am currently looking to commission a new one to be in theme with our current stratagems.
Doing good.
I try, Pratt. I do. It's very challenging to find some. I'm looking for the same artist to do merch and our next generation of emotes that will be in line with what we currently have existing. That is a lot more challenging than it sounds on paper. Ideally, I would be able to find a sweet artist that could do both. Obviously, this is by commission. It's extremely challenging to work with like an existing deck.
That's you. Done.
People have been asking for merch forever, right? We want to get. I want Soul's Daddy online within the next 2 months. Right? I want the Soul's Daddy merch out there. I want to give the sub badges for longer subs. Those should have been in years ago, honestly. That's a long-standing issue that we have. That one was going to be corrected in one of our initial bursts, and we lost the artist doing that one. So now I just rather try to find a single shop solution for both the merch options and that. Yeah, I know you do, Bacon. I know you do. There has been more requests for Soul's Daddy merchandise than anything else. I also do, you know, I'm... We got burned once before on this kind of thing because we provided low-quality merchandise, and I will never do that again. Like, that is not going to happen. So it does take significantly more time to find the right fit for artists. But I want to make sure that people will love and wear the things that they get, instead of like being like, wow, this is some crap. We initially had merch on this channel like a long time ago, and it did not live up to expectations, and it was embarrassing. So. When we do it again, we're going to do it right.
Just need to get through here.
Like, it's got to be stuff that I want to wear, right?
Get this over with.
The Dan body pillow has been asked for a very long time, Modest, actually. Hey, the breakfast cereal messaging is a core part of this channel. It's a brand new cereal experience. I do want to get, again, Soul's Daddy merch is actually one of my top priorities. And the merch in general. I just will not make sacrifices again in that area. I know what happened last time. Yeah, Barry, you know, it's a thing I can do. It is me in those messages, you know. You know, it's a shocker. This one's really extreme.
Everyone needs to have a meeting about
That's you. Done.
the price of toast and tea, if you know what I mean. Sometimes the stock of honey is a little bit pricey for the currency in play, if you get my meaning. We're not talking about raw honeycomb here. We're talking about a process of refinement.
Hurry up.
That requires the utmost care.
Exactly. Tea and toast. A hot topic these days. Man, I don't understand how to maneuver on these grids at all. Oh, it's because I'm full. That would explain it. Pratt, you're not wrong. Listen, I am very willing to pay good money for this kind of stuff, alright? Y'all make it happen. You deserve those emotes. It's extremely challenging to find the right fit artist-wise. I'm working on it. You're right, we do need that. I agree 100%. We should have it.
What do you suppose that is?
I do want to have all that stuff online within the next few months. Merch, animated Dan face, new emotes, the whole 9 yards.
What is that?
Pulse armament.
And that's bad for us, isn't it?
You have eyes, don't you?
You gonna give me some, trouble, big boy? Huh? Or are you gonna channel that famous Amish Gelassenheit serenity?
That movie's so weird. But you know, like, watching it again, I watched it the other night because of the sound effects, right? Because we do use the emote here. It's so weird. Like, that could have been such a much better movie with some real... Again, the value of editors, right? That's a really, like, that movie, like, if you distill it, is really powerful.
Change in the play.
A good editor is invaluable. There's so much extraneous bullshit in that movie, and lack of clarity around a lot of things, like... Well, yeah, no kidding, the editor says that. Who else would... Yeah, duh.
Changing gears.
Yeah, Rock, it's a Netflix movie. It's called Mute. I actually think that's the best role Paul Rudd has ever had. It's a bold claim. Problem is, the movie is just, like, unbelievably disjointed. It's trying to do Blade Runner, but it doesn't have those chops. It needs to be more focused. You watched In the Mouth of Madness, and you don't get it. What don't you get? Pretend this one. Oh, I'm so curious about this one.
Change in the play.
Rocky does play the... He plays one of the primary antagonists in that film, yeah. Yeah, I believe that. Like, I am sure, like, you know... I am sure as hell that there are aspects of that movie we don't quite... There really seems like there's a lot of subtext to certain scenarios that may be alluding to other situations that are, you know, authorial intent. But it's hard to say. The movie's very disjointed, and it could have been a lot more powerful if it was not. Is it supposed to be a horror movie? Yes, In the Mouth of Madness is a horror movie, correct. Should be excited about... Yes, you should. Absolutely, Zedlars. Now, here's the conversation we have here, Zedlars, at this point. We are now done with COVID, from a business perspective. Whether or not we're done with it or not, but companies are going back in office, okay? That is the key factor here for this year. That will be the norm by the time we hit... Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I quantified, okay? I am well aware that we are not, but that is what... That is the part that is pertinent to this information. E3 this year will obviously not be E3. Oh, wait, hang on. I'm fighting again. I will tell you this. I have pretty good knowledge of how companies are organizing their plans. They will always want to do E3 timeframe, right? That's the cycle's there. They don't dislike that cycle. They don't dislike the timing. They certainly dislike paying the ESA a ton of money. So yeah, I would expect all of the major announcements in the traditional year to happen in June moving forward. Now, Zedlar's question is a little bit more complicated. Because I know there were many projects that were canceled, delayed, moved, all this stuff already due to the effects of COVID, which is, you know, regardless of... Again, we're making the shift now. The shift is happening right now. Companies are going back to the office. The pipelines, the production pipelines are going to be what they once were. Regardless of what you think about, like, you know, what that will do to people and COVID's effects. Those production pipelines will return to normal this year. That is the expectation. Within the next few months, yes. Whether or not that will shift into a June break, I do know of a lot of announcements that are going to be happening in that time frame. Many. But I do believe a lot of those are legacy planning. I don't believe we are in the position industry-wide to be as cavalier about planning as we were pre-COVID. The effect will be here for the next year. In terms of, we should not announce this because we might cancel this project if we cannot get the, you know, the cycle going again. Okay, here we go. Go-Kart has a... No, Barry. Okay, so let's cover Barry's question first. Is it because it's mid-year that's the best time for announcements? No, it's arbitrary. But everyone wants to be part of the conversation, and that time frame is well established, whether or not E3 exists. They've already figured this out for years. I mean, you know it, I know it. Years ago, they figured out, we don't need E3, let's just announce in the same weeks. Fine. Nobody cares. We're still going to be part of that fervor. And we saved millions of dollars in marketing costs. Right? So that had already been going on. So it is an arbitrary time of year to do it. It is an accepted and established time of year to do it. Which is why it will continue. Including this year. And Go-Kart Games has a follow-up to that. Will Summer Games take over the de facto role of E3? Currently, absolutely, yeah. They have positioned themselves in that space to be the marketing go-to in the same time frame. So yeah, 100%. And we've talked about this a lot. Like, what is required from E3 on dev side will change. If you do not have if you don't have a conference where people are playing demos, for instance, you don't need to make that build. That's a huge... That is honestly can be an immense weight off of developer shoulders. Creating that vertical slice was no small feat. And took a lot of time out of development for the actual game in some cases. What makes you think they already don't charge for that? What I can say very clearly, like this year is a change. Obviously, with E3 being gone is I told you this literally 4 years ago. You can go find me saying it. It was on a Game Informer podcast, and everyone told me I was stupid. I quite literally said E3 is not going to happen this year or any ever again. And that is correct. Yeah, Barry, I mean, there's all kinds of different elements of this. And I do understand that, hey, as games media and as a consumer, and as an enthusiast, as a game lover, it's great to have that Christmas time of year. I think they will keep that going. It's good for them from a marketing standpoint. I don't think anyone's fault. That June timeframe is going to continue, regardless of how. Everyone will plan their own personal events around it. They just don't have to have that third party involved. And if they do, yes, the current choice is Summer Games Fest. And look at that. Pratable with a tier 3 sub. Unbelievable. Thanks, Pratt. I appreciate that. Zedlars, I know it's weird, but to even say that, like, let the team show their stuff when they have it. But there is a, for those of you wondering, yeah, there's a big
crawling with things like that, isn't it?
pressure. If you've got something to talk about this year or next year, you do it in June, and you do it during
Soldiers in the field
E3.
fight blind.
That hasn't changed.
Yeah.
These cycles are all so well established within these companies and corporations. They didn't change. The only thing that changed is how the vessel.
You like to keep it simple, don't you?
I stick to my goal.
Correct, Prime.
As
That
long as you
is
have a goal.
that is a sentiment that I have heard. 100%.
You can stay alive.
It is the current acting vessel, but not everyone will use that vessel, Zedlars. It is dependent on the choice of the publishers and developers, right? It is a allocation of marketing dollars. If you want to get very technical and clinical with this, which we don't, because honestly, hey, like you, I like getting jazzed for new stuff, new games. But that's how the decision-making process works on the other end of things, okay? Do I think E3 returning in 2032 is pointless? I don't think they have a chance in hell. Again, I've been very clear about this messaging the entire time. They knowingly did not adapt to the changing climate. There is no business model for their structure at this point. It does not exist. Good luck. Wait, what are we doing here? Okay. Upgrade weapons and accessories. And you think that I'm saying this like I'm, you know, this is not a grave dance. I think E3 was a huge important part of my life. I've met so many amazing people and had so many great connections. Some of my best stories ever were created at E3, in their nascent form. But I'm also not silly, right? I understand the reality of this situation. And that show is not viable in its form at all. And they knew that for years. This was before COVID. COVID didn't kill it. It was already dead. And that's the truth. A lot of words here to read. Is it easier to get scoops for articles with a lot of people in place? Sure, Upload. I'll give you some inside baseball. Many exclusives and great stories and great developer connections happened at shows like E3. To say that it's all E3 is very single-minded. I like to go to consumer shows too, and talk to devs at those shows and the consumers. But yes, I had very productive conversations that would lead to very valuable connections down the line and trust. That would lead to stories, giant stories, features, previews, covers. Do I think that E3 was important with companies hive mining ideas to create new IPs? Not at all. E3 was very interesting to bring everyone in the industry together at once, as well as mainstream media blast. So not Game Informer, but like, you know, CNN, right? That is the time of the year where gaming was mainstream. At this point in life, gaming is mainstream every day. This isn't 1996. Games are part of everyone's life right now, with very few exceptions.
This looks like easy going.
I don't think so, Zilars. I think the battle is coming. There will be a very interesting paradigm shift. Oh, do you see what I did there? To see how companies choose to spend their marketing dollars and if they want to do their own events, what the value add. They have all the analytics, right? COVID was actually incredible for them in this regard. They now have those metrics. They now can see who watched X, who bought Y, how these all tie into their own marketing campaigns they did on their own without a giant, expensive media blast like E3. Now, what's the biggest loss for me for using E3? Oh, listen, hey, I love E3. But I'm also not naive about it. That show was dead for years. I've said it. For me as a senior editor at Game Informer, the biggest loss is the real connections you can make at a show like that on all teams. So you'll meet people on production pipelines, marketing, PR, development. You'll get to touch every aspect in the industry. And for a lot of fledgling game journalists, they don't understand those aspects in a really clear and concise way and how they go into games and the stages of game development. And those kind of connections can be really valuable and toward understanding that process. And of course, you know, on my end of things, you know, it's way great to meet somebody in real life and say, what are you working on? You know? Friend DA. That's a term we use. So a friend DA is an NDA that isn't a real NDA, but you become friends with someone and you'll have access to that information because it's way easier than signing a contract every time you talk. And it's great to be able to like just chat about stuff that might be coming up with a trust barrier, right? With a trust understanding that there's not going to be any ridiculous leaks, and you can work together on a project. Lack of centralization. Well, GDC is not going anywhere. You know, it's still there. Just happened. Let's do a stream rate, folks. Talk and chat. I'll be right back. I hope this conversation is interesting to people, because people seem to think that whenever somebody says, you know, E3 is dead, like we're dancing on the grave. I'm not. I had a lot of incredible experiences of E3 over my career. Many people my age did. I met a lot of amazing people. And that was the thing. People connections were the element of E3. You can get those elsewhere, by the way. But E3 was the one that you were guaranteed to meet everyone at. Everyone you knew in the industry was going to be there every time, as a rule. That's not true with the other shows. Zellers, I'm not celebrating it, but I do realize it as an inevitability, and this is not a new position for me. Again, you can find me saying this literally 4 years ago. All right, what do you think? Should we do another Dirty 30? I mean, I don't really need to ask, do I? Okay, yeah, one more. I mean, we got community night tomorrow, so this is gonna be the final Dirty 30. But hey, great conversation. I always do like chatting inside baseball as much as I can with people who are interested. A lot of people find this stuff boring. So yeah, E3, rip.
I'm gonna scout ahead.
The video. Oh yeah. Thanks. Hey, you didn't miss anything. Relax. I was just trying to get you to play Stream Raiders, alright? It's pro moves. Some like ESA level marketing right there. I don't know what I want to upgrade. Do I want to spend stuff on upgrading this stuff? It's not. Cool. Systems. Do I get a penny for every unit dropped in Stream Raiders? No. Well, that's like I'm very transparent about this stuff, Barry. I don't get anything from Stream Raiders unless you buy skins. My skins. Aplo, I have no idea how far I am in this game, and it doesn't matter because we have to finish it. So. And I know it is very long.
Not much of a future for us, huh?
Hard to picture a happy ending.
We don't even know where to go.
I do.
Huh?
There.
I did get pennies for clicks back in the day.
The sanctum seat of power.
A penny for a click would be incredible
Just
today.
charge right in there. Give him a taste of Lassie terror.
Yes, I did, Pratt, but didn't you want that discussion? You can play the game yourself. Did you not want to talk to me?
There's no place for Lassie to hide. No. They want to fight. Let's
Pretend this one when we take the fight to Lassie.
This isn't a game.
No. That's for damn sure.
So when I started at
Starting
examiner.com,
with Sarah.
it was a penny a click, and then it was half a penny a click, and then it was a quarter of a penny a click, and then it was a tenth of a penny a click, and then Examiner went out of business.
Enemy of the state.
I think that sums
But
that
who's
up.
pulling their strings?
Examiner was my first E3, so that would have been 2000,
Cocoon sustained.
2004, somewhere between 2004 2005.
Pulse and Sanctum
And
Lassie.
I got a room
And
with
we're all the same
3 other
type.
Examiner journalists
Expendable.
for 50 bucks a night.
I'm not dying of
It had
Lassie's
roaches and
fire.
rats. I left on day 1,
What are you
and I
gonna
went
do?
into debt to get
By
a
yourself?
fancy hotel room nearby.
Are you crazy? Say you pull it off. What's that get you? Satisfaction? Something happens to Eden, it's lights out Cocoon.
Okay, I didn't go to debt, but I used my credit card. I never do that.
You're a post-Lassie now. So you just want to snuff out Cocoon.
No! What about Sarah? She said to save Cocoon. It might even be our
By the
purpose
way,
to make sure
I'm not a
Cocoon-
complete
Our focus
asshole.
doesn't
I
matter.
invited my my 2 compatriots
I
from
don't
Examiner to come join me
take orders from Foul C.
in my
How I
new
live
hotel room, which was
is
at the
up
JW Marriott, very fancy.
Don't
It
you
cost me
mean
an obscene amount
How you died.
to procure that during
Like
E3,
and it's already over.
but I made a mistake
Better to
going
pick
for the
your
cheap
path
room.
and
Never
keep
ever
moving.
go a cheap room for E3 in LA.
Don't worry. I'm after the Sanctum. I'm not out to
Yeah, it was a
destroy
crack
the
den.
world.
There were
If it did
tons of
come to
roaches, tons of rats. There were
Wonder if our hero
people
tried to
dealing
stop
drugs outside of our window,
You want to fight Snow now?
like
Just
literally
back with
on
your
the fire
enemies?
escape.
him. Next time we meet.
There was no lock on the door. It was ridiculous. Examiner was a website. Pretend this one.
When the fear sank in, it tore us all apart.
I worked there as a national video games examiner and a
Lightning was
national
silent.
Magic the Gathering examiner. So very top tier.
Reaching out to us,
Top tier of the content farmers.
but none of us could see it.
And
Snow
I couldn't
deserves
sleep
it.
there for more than one night. I did bail.
If only
I realized the
could
cost
stop
would be very
it.
heavy to myself, but I knew I was at
None of this
E3.
ever would have happened.
I knew the value I would get out of going to E3 would be
I
way,
don't know
way
what I
bigger.
should do.
And it's true. It was.
Makes 2 of us.
Yeah, this was early 2000s. Yeah.
Whoa, hey.
Hey, you're taking care of me.
I won't be if you keep pushing me like that.
I don't recall my exact first E3, but it was early 2000s. And it was that hotel.
I'm going with you.
I can't babysit you anymore.
I can
That I only
fight.
stayed at in one night and
I'm
barely
not
slept at
afraid.
all, right? Yes, Zellars, I am serious about actually seeing
Great.
roaches and rats,
SciComm
correct.
hit squad.
Visible. I stayed there for the first night. I couldn't get out on the first night. Day 2, I immediately went to see what accommodations would be nearby, and they were extremely expensive. Because I was doing it during E3, right? Prices were at maximum, and I did pay out the nose. I have no regrets about that. It was glorious having like a working shower and no bugs in the room.
I can't stop now.
And no, like, you know, prostitutes and... It was terrible. Trust me, it was terrible, okay? Yeah, Zellers, it was awful. Okay? It was the worst of the worst. That's why I left. At extreme personal cost. When I was working at Examiner and Forbes and all that stuff, they didn't cover these business trips at all, right? So there was all out of pocket. And E3 is a very expensive out of pocket as a show.
Hard to picture a happy.
But I knew, you know, even at that young age, that the value from going to E3 would be
I do.
considerable long term in comparison to what I would pay,
There.
even with staying at the JW Marriott from the crack hotel.
Eden? The sanctum seat of power.
No, they weren't greedy. That was normal at the time. Zellers, it is not easy being a games writer. Okay.
Wait for me.
Truth. You will often have to manage your own budget alongside whoever you're
I'm
working
going
for,
with you.
depending on the
Can't
situation.
babysit you anymore.
I don't remember the name of the crack hotel. I could probably find it. I could probably look it up. There's no way it still exists.
A SciComm hit squad.
In games journo, in general, Prime, you are often covering a lot of things out of pocket. Motel 8 would have been very good, but we were trying to stay near E3. Yes, Lars, it's a very nice hotel. In fact, it is a lesser-known secret that
Get out of my way.
that hotel is where a lot of hangouts happen at E3.
Thank you.
At least after we lost the, you know what? No, I'm gonna stop talking about that. Anyway,
Just stay out of my way.
E3's dead anyway. But back in the day, if you wanted to hang out, you hung out at
can't stop now.
there was a different hotel we all hung out at after hours. Not the JW. But that year, I did stay at the JW. At extreme personal cost. But I tell you, it was worth it. Dr. Mano, I decline to answer that question. I have no comment on that. I think you're very cute.
Wait for me.
I didn't know that, Pratt. So let's say, you know, since E3 is dead, there was a hotel back in the day called the Fig, all right, and that's where we all hung out after hours, and it was great. Made a lot of amazing connections there. Wow. This game. J-Dubs worth every penny? Obviously, SC Lane, you're talking about different J-Dubs, okay? I'm talking about the J-Dubs in LA for E3. What? Guess not what? I don't know who that is. Yes, I do use others, yeah. Yeah, I know who it is. Yes. Interestingly enough, you know, I always change the JW. I would not say that, Zellars. Alright, hopefully that helps. Yes, Zellars, that was a very different age. And that wasn't my age, to be frank. I mean, yeah, that was before my time, right? I got involved in digital, went to print after digital.
Not much of a future for us, huh?
Yes, for Tennis 1, that's way too much. I wasn't paying that much for that JW, no way.
Wait for me!
It was ridiculously expensive, but it wasn't that much. I would never pay that much. But I did have... I had to... It was the only place available. I had to get out of the room I was in. Trust me. It was rats, crack, roaches. It was awful. Like, really awful. Yes, again, it did... It was not cheap, and it cost me a lot. It cost me more to go to E3 than it did to cover E3, okay, at that time. But I'm smart that way. I knew that the inherent value of going to E3 was going to be a lot more than the straight-up cash that it would cost me to go. And I was right. Especially when you're working at smaller publications that nobody cares about, like Examiner.com. I made a lot of incredible connections that have stood with me for 20 years. Now when I want a thing, I know who to talk to. At pretty much any company. And that value is worth a lot more than what I paid to get out of that crap hotel. I will say this. If you go to shows as a game coverage analyst, and you just sit in your hotel room and you write up stories for your website, you are going to be hurting yourself very badly. You are not getting the value that you deserve for that event. And, networking is a skill. You will need that. You might suck at it first, but you gotta go out and do it.
Just stay out of my way.
Come on, Light.
sharp.
I don't know why he needs that. Why? Who wants to pay for that? Sure. But you've got to find the value there. Yes, so which is great for everybody in the industry, but how do you provide the value add to that? It was easy with E3, old E3, right? You know?
Thanks.
You get the entire world talking about games for a week. Why does everything have to be about money? Because everything's about business. Do you think that's not all I care about, Zellers? Obviously, it's not all you care about. It's not anybody here cares about. That is how decisions are made for these conferences. Come on.
Armies
They take a ton of money to put on. They take a ton of money to do. They take a ton of money from
What now?
resources go into doing things.
Stay here, but
I understand your sentiment completely.
Run?
Huh?
And as
We should run. If we rush in now,
as game
we'll just get
enthusiast
in the
over
way.
here, which is what I would call us, we love games. We love the experience
Yo.
of gaming.
You're right.
Not everyone
Yes.
views them as that. Not
It's
everyone
not like
views them as an
lightning needs to be
experiential thing, right? At the end of the day, some can view them as products, right? An item to be sold on a
There'll be more
spreadsheet.
soldiers.
And that's not
Keep
everyone.
moving.
But I'm telling you, that's the way it works, man.
Are you worried about the others? I'm sure they got away okay.
So can you if you leave now.
We all know it.
With me, it'll be
And it's
fight
great to
after
ignore
fight.
that when you play a great game,
I don't
right?
know how it'll end. It's anybody's guess.
I know that. But
I know, Bacon. I
I need
know.
to be
The
strong.
reason the reason I'm saying it at all
lightning.
is because games are in a rare space where they
Calm
occupy this very
the plan
strange,
from here?
unique
Through the Gapra Whitewood to Palampolum.
world where they are
We'll
a
find
product, they are
transport to
also
Eden.
art.
I live in Palampolum. I can show you all the shortcuts.
Of course, Review Group.
No side trips.
They are both.
No
They are
need.
both simultaneously, and I do not think any other
I
medium
don't
in the
think we'll
world.
see our welcome at home.
Perhaps movies. Yes, Review Group, you'll never get that. You'll never have the early days of E3 experience, and
You get
I
something off your chest?
do feel for you there. That will never come back. I will say, if you want to find that experience, go to PAX. Long before I went to E3, I was going to PAX
Spot something?
for Examiner.com, and I made a lot of really great connections there too. It's not as easy as E3 where you just walk into a room and you know like 30 people immediately. But those connections have stayed with me throughout the years, and they're great. And those are people that I can call like real friends. And yeah, Review Group, you're E3's never coming back, okay? That's reality. It sucks to say, I don't want to say it, okay? That's true. And I always will speak truth. We are way beyond that now. They could have saved it, but they didn't. By the way, hello, Review Group. Good to see you. Pratt, I never really got a chance to watch it. I think in my day, that was on very briefly when I got home from school, and I never really got a chance to really get into it. I was actually kind of starting my own kind of thing at that point. Again, with my horror website. My horror movie and review website in that era, while still obviously being an extreme gamer. A lifestyle gamer. Which I still am to this day. But I was certainly not fastidious about watching G4 TV or anything. but I absolutely understand its legacy in the industry. Yes. Review group, I have plenty of stories from back then, and I don't know how long you've been here. We've been talking about them. The value of E3 for everyone involved was very big. For industry people only, right? And eventually the cost just got too high in marketing. Why have that event, right? Why? Why go to it? There was no cheese spread. I'll tell you some stuff someday about E3 prices. Bacon. I don't think I can tell you them right now. Maybe very soon. I do have some stuff I want to talk about in terms of how much cheese spread costs at E3. But let's wait a little bit. I will say that the prices to be at E3 are outrageous, and that includes the cheese spread.
I'd like to begin
Nothing. No sign it's been activated.
the life and times of my memoir.
Who's there?
If you may, today at this soda shop. Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is about Egypt. Inigo represents something very special to all of us inside. He's not a human.
What was SciComm doing here?
Rather,
Probably thought we'd try and use a pulse machine
Inigo
to
is
escape.
a representative
Maybe we should try
of
it.
the terrier
What does this do?
community.
Hey, you're gonna hurt yourself. Don't touch that.
Wait,
Does that make
what if it
sense
works?
to anyone?
Leave it.
Listening on this.
Thank you, Brett.
I told you.
Review
to
group,
leave it.
especially if you want to chat industry stuff, yes, hit me up in Discord.
Stop already! I think I got it.
I hesitated.
Right. I think I can work this.
Thank you so much, Durb. Pratt, thank you for that tier 3 sub. Thank you everyone for starting that hype train. Thanks for being here on a Saturday. Thank you, Jerb. Thank you, Heavy Driver. Really appreciate that. Yeah, Pratt, hey, we're working on cool stuff on the back end. Hey, review group, we might have some stuff to talk about soon. I don't know. Hit me up. Hit me up on Discord. Thanks, Pretendus One. I hear you are a very precocious child. What are you jelly of, Zobars? By all means, tell me. Wait, Star Wars in a Final Fantasy game? No. They would never do that. Thanks for the hype train, everyone. I appreciate that. Especially on our last segment here tonight. Tomorrow, I hope we get a hype train, because tomorrow is all about you. Tomorrow's a community day. You get Midnight, Gunship, Trivia, Jackbox, and Marbles tomorrow. And I'll try to make it a long one. It has been a Bernetta's one. But tomorrow we're going to celebrate our March birthdays and celebrate the community. Yeah, that's the thing that happened.
Nice landing.
You go get him, Lightning.
Let's get moving.
Just need a minute. I'm still a bit winded.
Yeah, Lightning's
You're
like,
too soft.
yeah, that's right.
Wait
I'm
up.
Lightning. God. I got some stories about the Easter Bunny someday, Bacon, that we can tell. But we gotta unlock the college paper first.
Hope we find another one of those things.
It has nothing to do with procrastination. This was the convenient weekend date to do it. I want to make sure that we hold the community events on weekends. Not everybody can be here on the weekdays for those things. And I realize weekends might be challenging for some as well, but it's more of a ubiquitous timeline. Decon has not yet been announced.
Which way do we go?
Please wait on Decon. It'll probably be next year, the way things are going with COVID. Thanks everybody for that hype train. Really appreciate it. That was awesome.
Come on, Light.
Stay sharp.
Grammar errors. Not on my watch.
Here.
I mean, you definitely will find grammar errors in my college paper. Probably. But remember, it has my professor's corrections in it too, so... They likely have already been there. We did not really have all the resources we have today in the terms of grammatical correction back then. We have so many great editing tools today that we never had back then. It's pretty amazing, to be honest. You still have to know how to use the tool, but God, the value add is huge.
Just stay out of my way.
I have never... Pratt, go ahead and check every single thing I've ever written for plagiarism. I would never do that. That whole aspect is so disgusting to me, you have no idea. And I'm sure most other writers. That is an absolute unforgivable sin. If you're gonna plagiarize, just don't write. Gross. That to me is absolutely incomprehensible. All right. Tomorrow is Community Day, folks. We are exiting for tonight. I hope you dropped a unit. Oh, Pretendus one. I would never have hyped it up if that was the case. No, it's you will be surprised. That I promise. Yeah, Brad, I don't doubt that. I'm sure some people did. There's no way that my paper was ever used again. I believe it did get valued higher because of its uniqueness and my willingness to do what I did for that paper. You're right, Pratt, but journalism ethics is not a figment of imagination, nor is it circumstantial. There are a lot of really very serious rules and guidelines that we should follow as journalists. You're not wrong. It is a standard that we've created, but it is important, I think. And plagiarism is certainly like absolutely disgusting. I would not associate with anybody who would ever have done that. Ever. It's completely gross, and it devalues everything that we do. I do like Hamburger Helper, by the way. Thank you for that. My essay was not I guarantee no one has ever plagiarized that essay or written anything like it. Pratt, I would not have put it up as a goal if it was going to be, hi, I think journalism good. Here are my ethical concerns with journalism. That is not what it is. Not to give it away, but the essay is about something I decided to do from an experience standpoint and discuss from a journalistic perspective. I'm not going to tell you. I will tell you you will not guess it, and you will think it's really out there, even today. And when I did it, it was way out there. Again, hey, Hunter S. Thompson was a cool guy. And of course, Lars, I think everyone should be as serious on that topic. That is not something that I would never ever associate with anyone that did that. If I found out one of my very good friends did that, I would never talk to them again.
Listen to the old Pork Chop Express and take his advice on a dark and stormy night, all right? When some wild-eyed 8-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, taps the back of your favorite head up against a barroom wall, and he looks you crooked in the eye and he asks you if you've paid your dues. Well, you just stare that big sucker right back in the eye, and you remember what old Jack Burton always says at a time like that. Have you paid your dues, Jack? Yes, sir, the check is in the mail.
Love that movie. Thank you so much for for the 5 subs. I think we'll probably get there tomorrow during Community Day, depending on how people are feeling. So I'll go make sure that I have the paper in hand tonight. I can't give you the footnotes. I only have the final paper. That's the only thing I have remaining from this.
And to think,
I don't have the original draft.
I hesitated.
I have the final graded, annotated version from the Wow. Pratt, thank you for the electrifying 20 subs. Holy crap.
I hesitated.
We kind of Pikachu off in there. I told you I did some things. I told you I retooled some things behind the scenes to add a little bit more of experiential stuff to subs and stuff. Like I said, I'm trying, folks. I'm trying. So we do have new sound effects and animations and stuff for stuff like that. Wow, Pratt, thank you so much for the 20 subs. That's insane.
And to think,
I appreciate that a ton.
I hesitated.
Wow, I'm not going to keep Final Fantasy going tonight, but I do really appreciate it, so we should probably keep something going for another couple minutes. thank you for the 10 gift subs on top of that. Wow. All right. I guess we have to play something for a little bit. We're not beholden to Final Fantasy 13. We can do whatever, but like that's a ton of subs in a very short time, so I do respect that. Even though I'm supposed to I'm supposed to bounce, but yeah, let's do something. Thank you for the subs, everyone. I appreciate you immensely.
I hesitated.
Yeah, we can do a game of DBD, sure. Why not? Can't pay attention to chat while I'm playing DBD though, which is kind of antithetical to everyone dropping subs like mad people. But sure, let's do that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Prime. Thank you, Pratt. Is there something specific for the 50? No, I didn't put one for 50 yet, Pratt. I will.
I hesitated.
I will. I didn't think anyone was going to ever do 50. 20 is the biggest one I have currently on the docket. I will add a 50, and I will make it epic, okay?
I hesitated.
I think we've only had people do 50 like 3 times.
The old Pork Chop Express and take his advice on a dark and stormy night, all right? When some wild-eyed 8-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, taps the back of your favorite head up against a barroom wall, and he looks you crooked in the eye, and he asks you if you've paid your dues. Well, you just stare that big sucker right back in the eye, and you remember what old Jack Burton always says at a time like that. Have you paid your dues, Jack?
I hesitated.
Yes, sir. The check is in the mail.
All right. Couple things, real quick. We will do another half an hour. Detective Basil, thank you for the 5.
And to think.
I will add a 50. I didn't think everyone would ever use it. Pratt, thank you so much for another 20 gifted. That's another 20. That's absurd. We got to do another half an hour tonight. Tomorrow's Community Day. You can't wait for Community Day?
And to think. I hesitated.
I will be. I got to go to the bathroom, but I will be back in a second. We'll play 30 minutes of. We'll do 30 minutes. Wow. Thank you so much, Pratt. I really appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
I hesitated.
We might as well start the next matchup where it's going to happen. Next streamer is right. Can I send you the full clip? Yeah, I can probably do that, Pratt. Yeah. That is the full clip, by the way, that we are using.
Hesitated.
I didn't cut anything down. Wow. Thank you for the 20 gifted subs. Thank you for all the subs tonight.
And to think.
I have a feeling we're either going to hit the goal tonight or tomorrow for the... Pratt, I bet you can find that out there. Either today or during Community Day. That's amazing. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate the support. And
I hesitated.
Pratt, I didn't ever think anyone was going to do above 20, so I don't have a 50. These are some things that I've retooled in the last couple of days. I will make the 51 the most epic thing ever. But it's not implemented yet, so don't do it. We have a 5 trigger, a 10 trigger, and a 20 trigger. Okay. We're doing another 30 minutes, so I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves, E3 rules. Have fun.
I hesitated.
Today is my 111th birthday.
And to think, I hesitated. 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 And to think 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 I hesitated.
Okay, oh my god, what happened when I was gone? Oh my, did somebody do more subs? No. No, they didn't. No. No.
And to think I hesitated.
To think I hesitated. What did I miss? Did Predible do more? No. No. No, we didn't.
And to think I hesitated.
Wait, you did another 20 when I was gone? Good God. Okay, well, I really didn't ever want to reveal this paper, but I guess it's going to happen really soon. Uncomfortable.
And to think I hesitated.
Are you? Yeah, it's still going. Brad, these are still your subs. By the way, thank you so much.
And to think
let's do a Mori.
Hey, it's my 111th birthday.
That's a classic sound right there. Thanks, Leaf. Goofy, hey, what's up?
And to think
extra innings right now tonight. We were supposed to be done with this stream a long time ago, but there we go.
And to think I hesitated.
There's no way I could leave on all those subs, so. Bonus time, I'm gonna get massacred, by the way. I should not be playing this game at...
hesitated.
Do you realize that a Saturday night, the people that play this on Survivor side are the meanest MFers you will ever fight against? They're gonna be mad hardcore. I'm gonna get bodied.
And to think I hesitated.
This was actually the worst possible pick for the last half-hour game. But anyway, thank you so much for your support, chat. Pratt, I am well aware. I keep tabs on everybody who is making things happen around here, and I appreciate all of it.
And to think I hesitated.
That is me saying that line, by the way, from Hellraiser 2, in case you don't know. I'm a big horror fan. Welcome to the channel. Kind of what got me in a DVD.
I hesitated.
That line is from Hellraiser 2, but that's me saying it because I'm really cool. And thanks everybody for all the subs that made a billion of those instances happen.
I hesitated. And to think I hesitated.
If you're just hanging out tonight and you're not really into DVD, that's fine, because guess what? This is bonus rounds, and tomorrow is Community Day. We're going to have music, marbles, and trivia.
Think I hesitated.
So show up for that, if you want. Oh god, preschool? Really? The sigh that I've just issued.
And to think I hesitated.
Yeah, Marbles will make its epic return alongside some gunship at midnight. Both of which have said, go ahead and stream it.
I hesitated.
Which is why, one reason I love them. I mean, I love those bands anyway. Even if they said we couldn't stream their music, that'd be okay, but they've both given the okay to stream their music, which is like so awesome for creators.
I hesitated.
I think you found the right song for it. But I will make a 51. I honestly didn't think anybody would ever use 50 or 100, so I didn't put them in the initial burst, but I will make a thing for those. I love Jefferson Starship, but we can never play it on stream. Pretend it's one. That'll get my stream banned. So that would be bad for us.
And to think, I hesitated.
To me, it's really cool that bands like The Midnight and Gunship are both like, go ahead, use our music on your streams. That to me really tells me that they're like,
and to think,
really cognizant about how like letting people do that is going to make them way more hype as a creator. Jefferson Starship is a band, Fred. Yes, we can't play that on stream. And also, I'm playing very poorly. It's okay. It's okay. You know who I really like from back in the day? This is gonna surprise some people. It's Pikachu! No, it's actually Fleetwood Mac.
And to think,
Thank you so much for that. Pratt, again? Are you for real? Check this out. I got a free kill on this guy. He effed around and found out.
and to think, I hesitated.
Pratt, thank you so much for another 20 subs. That is absurd. I'm sure you know that it's absurd. Oh my, wait, did we just hit it? Prime, thank you for the subs. Good God, I have never seen this many subs. All I have to do is show you my college career, huh? My weird and wonderful and wild college career. Wait, did we actually hit the sub goal? Are you for real? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to go find those papers. All right, they'll be issued tonight. Wait, those are tier 3 subs? Hang on. Wait. I'm trying to play this game. I'm sorry. I'm terrible. I completely missed that. Were some of those tier 3 subs? Oh my God. Dude. Yeah, Pratt, thank you. I didn't really even realize those were tier 3. I did not do you justice with that. Thank you. Pikachu did not do you justice. That is absurd. Thank you so much. That's actually, you know, that's insane. I appreciate everybody's support today on a absurd level, and you've hit the sub goal. As soon as the stream drops tonight, I will be finding the documents. It might take me a few minutes, so bear with me. And they will be posted in their entirety on the Discord. You've hit the goal. Please enjoy them. I would like to clarify some things before they get posted. They are real. They were submitted for a class, a 400 level journalism class. Everything you see there is not doctored. It is real.
I hesitated.
Do with it what you wish. It's a real thing. It is not made up. The grade is real. The notes are real. The class is real. It's a 400 level class at Michigan State University, ethics and journalism. It's easy to join the Discord if you want. They will be posted there in the general channel shortly after the stream ends tonight. I have to go find them. Could take me a couple minutes, but they will be posted tonight. Good Lord, I can't believe we hit them. Thank you so much, Brad, and thank you everyone else for being here and being members of this community. Obviously, a lot of other people contributed to this, and I appreciate that a ton. But Pratt definitely, like, you know, carried the huge weight of this one, and I appreciate that immensely. I can't believe tier 3 subs gifted. That is unreal and unprecedented and awesome. Thank you so much. I hope that what we show you tonight will be worthy of this. I think it will. I do not think anyone is expecting what I'm about to post, and I think it'll be really fun. A little bit of history. I would not read it to your kids for 10-1. And again, there is some, like... I will say, when you read what I post, please take modern-day context with it, because I would never have...
I hesitated.
You know what? Hey, whatever. You got it. Just realize it was 20 years ago, all right? And I was doing a little bit of exploration on a different methodology for something that I thought was a little weird, okay? So, yeah, we will. I'm sure we'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm sure it will be discussed immensely. But please try to apply context and time to it.
I hesitated.
Knowing that I am, you know... I am a good person. I don't know, Leaf. It doesn't matter. I said I was going to post it, so I'm going to post it. I hope not. It's a different time.
And to think, I hesitated.
And the subs are still coming in. Unbelievable. Thank you, everybody. I think some people will find this very interesting. I found it interesting when I did it. I find it interesting today. I don't think I have the same opinion about it today. I was definitely taking a highly opinionated approach to what I did. And the results did lead to a conclusion that is a personal experience. Brad, I don't know how that works, man, but I think that's so awesome that you tier 3 people. We have got to get an amazing tier 3 animated sub for this community. We have got to do it. And that's been something coming. I know a lot of people here are like, Prime is like a tier 3 sub forever, and he deserves better than what he gets for that. And I gotta find that artist. Because I want that artist to do all of our merch and all of our units, you know, in forever. So I gotta get that to happen in the next 2 months. Appreciate it. Review group, no, I usually work after the stream ends, if you want reality. Leaf, I know, I appreciate it, thank you. God, I gotta go find those papers. Well, no, Brad, tonight, I'm not working on a Saturday. Generally not on a Saturday. On the weekday streams, generally I am working sometimes during the stream and after the stream. I will not be doing work tonight, but I will be immediately going to find the documents and posting them in the general channel. I don't know how long it'll take. Hopefully just 15 minutes. Could be an hour. I think I have like a lot of old school docs I gotta sift through to find them. I never thought that we'd be in the scenario that I would have to post them. But yeah, review group, no, I don't go right to bed, ever, after the stream. But there's a, you know, inherent downtime to it, and generally I do clean up some other tasks that may be pending. Because stuff happens while I'm streaming, right? And sometimes I have to take care of that after the stream. Thank you all for the subs. Thank you so much, Pratt, especially. Obviously, Pratt was not the only one involved in this, but really Pikachu'd it up. And my appreciation is out of this world for everybody in the community, as always, and especially Pratt. But yeah, Pratt didn't come here alone. A lot of other great people here, as always, and I appreciate everything you've done tonight, and always. So thanks. Really. You're all awesome. That's why we do this every night. And I really do, especially the tier 3 subs, that's over and above That's amazing. And hopefully, hopefully we get more emote slots with that. Those happen at different sub goals. So, oh wait, we're at 450. Never mind. The last one was at 500. So, we won't get any more emote slots, but someday. I do have a lot of adrenaline. I'm really curious to see what people are going to say. It'll be interesting. Again, folks, 2003, okay? A very different reality for a lot of us. I actually didn't think I was going to have to post it. This is probably worse than eating a hot chip challenge. Yeah, Prime, actually it is. Anyway, you know, you're all awesome. Whatever. I'm sure you'll understand the context. I will say this. It probably would have been better to eat a hot chip, yeah. Is what it is. Pre-2001. No, I think it was 2002 or 2003-ish. I don't know the exact date. Maybe the date's in the paper. I don't know. I'll have to look. Yeah, I will. I will Prime. I mean, that won't matter, but I'm okay with that. Main deal. And one thing we do here in D Squad is when you make it, when you know, we stand by our words, because we believe in them. It's not that long, Prime. It's pretty short, but yeah, I agree. I am looking forward to the feedback tomorrow and tonight. I think these stream goals are more interesting. I think people will agree after they see it. I have lots of other old school stuff that can be utilized. Probably should have gone with the poem. Poem would have been less incendiary. No, hey, no NDAs at all. We made it. We made a deal. Deal's a deal. I agree, Prime. That was amazing. Everybody worked to make it happen, and I do hope it lives up to expectations. I think it will. Jack, do you have the document on hand, or do I have to go hunt it down? If you're still here. I know a couple of my mods have seen it for various purposes. Historically. Oh yeah. You're gonna get some very big insight with this one. That's true. The biggest insight. Pratt, yeah, we're going for an all kill on this one. Should we let it go? We can let this last one go. She was cool. What do you think? Let it go? Alright, I'm down for that. We've done enough tonight. Alright. Thanks for the follow. If she just stopped running and get knocked, would be cool. Kids in the bait. Oh, interesting name. Thank you. Hey, good game, man. No, we are winning. We are winning. But I'm gonna dump her at the door. I just wanted to know that I could have killed her. That's a killer thing, okay? No. Chat said mercy. And I'm okay with that. They played a good game. They played a hard game. Somebody's got to get away. Congrats, Kylie. No. Prime said, I asked if I should let him go. Fred, you're already going to kill me tonight in more ways than one, alright? Take it. No, I'm not trolling. Okay, so you know what I was doing there? I was not trolling. I was... The meter. The meter builds instantaneously if you dump them and pick them back up. It's gonna be close. Oh, she'll make it. She'll make it. She got it. She got it. No! No! Well, that is not what I wanted to happen. Yeah, Brent, you got what you wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Kylie. I really do feel bad about that. No, you can't. Once you close the hatch, you can't open the door. I don't think. Yeah, I really thought they had that. Like, the timing was right. Right? I do this all the time. I did not want to, like... That was not supposed to torture that individual. I legitimately wanted them to get away. And I really do feel bad about that. Okay, well, GG. If you came to the stream from that game, I do feel bad for you. I'm sorry. Y'all played a great game, by the way, on Survivor side. A very intense game, a very close game. And I really thought that last person should have gotten away. GG's. Well, Pratt, you're in the right place then, because you're going to get what you wanted tonight. Jack, are you in chat tonight? Do you have the paper? Erilyn, do you have the paper? Do we need to go find it? I got to go look it up. Kylie, it was great playing with you. You were a great survivor. You guys played hard. And I tried to play nice and fair and cool as a cool killer, and you guys got unlucky at one of those points with one of those hooks. Otherwise, you had me pretty hard. And I really wanted to let the last one go. I always let the last one go. Unless it's a crew of, like, you know, flashlight Swift baiters, you know what I mean? It was a GG. Thanks for the game. Well, it's time to wrap things up, folks, for realsies now. And I'm going to post the paper in Discord within the hour. I got to go find it, maybe. Whew. Boy. I hope you enjoy it.
I know what you're thinking as 3 o'clock CST or 4 p.m. EST comes up quickly on a Monday, doesn't it? Closing bell, as we call it. For whom does it toll today? Was it you? Was it me?
It was a different time and I was a younger man. Enjoy it. Absolutely. Yeah, pretentious one, I know. You're very precocious. You're welcome. Tomorrow's Community Day. Be here early. We will start early. I don't know how early. Maybe as early as 6 CST, but definitely as early as 7 CST. So we're going to start early. We're going to do trivia. We're going to do marbles. Community Day. Celebrate our birthdays for the last month. We'll have a new sub goal up. Probably for some of my old poetry. I'll see you tomorrow. And check Discord as soon as 15 minutes, but maybe as long as an hour. Depends how long it takes me to find it. It'll be up tonight. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow for Community Day. Oh, let's raid somebody. You know who needs a raid? I know who needs a raid. We got a lot of big people we could raid, but let's raid one of our smaller friends. Have a wonderful night, everybody. And I'll see you tomorrow. Check Discord for details on you know what. Good night.